recent weather forecast, a recession swept over Eastern Europe, but despite a stormy economic outlook, there have been brighter spells in parts. Gloomy forecasts for Latvia, Estonia and Poland have been proved wrong as their economies continue to defy worrying expectations. Latvia, having suffered the worst recession in the Eurozone, has just had its credit rating upgraded after registering their first year-on-year growth since getting a €7.5 billion bailout from the IMF in 2008, when their economy shrank by almost a fifth. Estonia has marked its fastest annual growth for nearly 3 years as they gear up to adopt the euro on New Year's Day. And Poland's economy, which managed to avoid the global recession altogether, continues to flourish. So why have these countries managed to avoid the financial storm this year? The Economist offers their view. Much of the recovery is thanks to swinging spending cuts and tax hikes, often imposed at the behest of outsiders such as the IMF, and sometimes with scant regard for legality or democratic niceties. The political differences between the East and West are still vast. This can be seen in Ukraine and Hungary, where the Russian influence is evident. There is a worrying trend in Eastern Europe towards what, with only some exaggeration, might be called Putinization, a noxious cocktail of chronism and authoritarianism, exemplified by Russia's strongman Prime Minister Vladimir Putin. The Economist accuses the Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych of moving backwards from the Orange Revolution of 2004 and adopting a more authoritarian style of leadership similar to that of Russia's. Hungary is also believed to be heavily influenced by Russia. Their Prime Minister Viktor Orban is accused of wielding power vigorously, but voters seem more concerned by the country's debt problems as they get set to take over the EU presidency in January. So some pretty controversial statements there in the article, and whilst exploring the economic recoveries, they also claim that Eastern Europe are lagging behind their Western partners in terms of public services, media freedom and also political fairness, and having reduced their standards in these areas now that they're comfortably in the EU. But it's perhaps unfair to generalise Eastern Europe in such a way, considering each country is so diverse and independent. The collapse of the Soviet Union was over 20 years ago, but The Economist believes that the historical issues, still remain. Undoing all communism's damage will take a lot more effort. So we'll have to see what happens in 2011. It's time for me to say have a fantastic Christmas and best wishes for the new year. Lots going on here on Dukas Copy TV to keep you updated on all the latest Forex news. Goodbye.